Okay, Sarah, last year, 2010, was a breakout year for Columbus in online advertising sales, and I credit a lot of that success to your efforts. Can you tell me a little bit about where you thought we started and how we finished and kind of what happened in between to help translate that into a successful year for us?
Sure. I think a lot of it was that from the beginning we started from ground zero and that we surveyed the reps on why they are not selling more online. And that was a good way to take a pulse on that basic question. And from that we found a lot of it was that reps didn't completely understand the product, which that was not having a lot of confidence on sales calls. Some of those were objections, how to handle those. A lot of it was lack of market awareness, that we needed to step up our marketing for Biz Journals or ColumbusBusinessFirst.com. So knowing the root of why we were not selling online was a good way for us to then move forward in terms of, okay, we need to address marketing, so we need to create a media kit, we need to do a wrap. Overcoming objections. We put together training seminars that about once a month, once every other month on various topics.
Sarah, could you talk a little bit about that training because you pretty much handled a lot of those training initiatives? What were some of the things that we talked about that really helped turn the light bulb on for some reps?
I think, again, starting from the basics, how to use Omniture, we had our editorial department come in, how do they use online, how does our marketing department, how does a subscriber use online? So starting from the basic information about online and then upping it to, okay, this is a special section, this is the business pulse, and just really going through those in open discussion on what aren't people getting.
And then that translated into creating a fantastic online media kit, which I think was keeping kind of the ad rep in mind as well as a client, the end user in mind, to help it make it a very simple solution for our clients to say yes.
Right. I think, again, with the understanding of the product, we needed to just streamline it, at least in Columbus, to say what is a uniform way we can compare one product to the next, so it's easy to understand. So Rick Titus and I helped put together a media kit that was of our basic products that would at least create a starting point for a conversation about online.
Okay, and then we translated that into moving forward. I'm thinking of the wrap, for example.
Yes.
So the different marketing objectives that you had. Can you talk a little bit about that?
And again, going back to at the beginning when we surveyed everyone, a lot of it was confidence in the product. So to gain that confidence in Columbus, we then asked our current online advertisers why they're online and any success they have. So that was our way to build a case study for success in Columbus, and we asked those advertisers to supply a testimonial. We then added all those testimonials together in a wrap, which we published in April, which is one more tool in our toolkit along with the media kit to sell online.
So you personally experienced success on your online sales. What did you do? What were your billings in 2009, and then what did you end up with in 2010?
Well, in 2009, I billed 13,000. And then in 2010, I built 30,000. So it's over doubling, but again, and I think that's the goal for pretty much everyone, is that most people experienced almost 100% growth from the year prior, and then we have that goal again for 2011s.
What were the team goals, and how did you go about breaking that down and achieving those?
The team goals, pretty much we billed in 2009, 92,000 total. In 2010, we ended up building 183,000. So our goal was to go from 92 to 150, which was our most aggressive goal for all of our categories. And we ended up going over that and essentially doubling our local revenue to 183.
That's great. So you wanted to be captain again this year. Why did you want to be captain again this year?
I see online as a growth area for our company. And from a personal standpoint, it's cutting edge and it's creative. And it offers one more way for me to be creative with clients. And so from that standpoint is why I wanted to be online captain again.
Obviously, we have some reps who are still kind of challenged with selling online. What advice would you give to an ad director who's trying to help reps get their head around and just improving their online sales approach?
I think it, again, just boils down to selling online as equally as print, almost. So the more you talk about it, the more you get to know it. So if you're selling for business first, you're selling the print product, you have to learn the rate card, the product, the pros and cons, the objections. The same with online. And I think the more you put online as equal as print, the more you're going to feel confident selling it.
Great. Thanks so much, Sarah. Okay, Katie, you're a top rep here in Columbus, and obviously you've had a tremendous amount of success over the years. I know one of your goals was to translate that success from print into online. So can you tell me a little bit about where you started in 2009 and how you finished 2010 and looking beyond?
Okay, sure. In 2009, I billed about $9,000 on the web, which was mostly related to sponsorships that had web attachments to it, things like that. And 2010, I finished out at about $46,000 on the web, which obviously was pretty big growth for me. The turnaround for me really came from, my aha moment came from when we had training with Biz Journals, and Lee and Jacqueline had talked to us about the fact that the web is really an extension of a brand campaign, just like the paper. It is the paper on the web. And that was my moment where I finally got it. I just felt like it was something that could become part of my everyday speak because I felt comfortable suddenly with the product. And I think that's what I did. I started making it part of my everyday conversations with my clients.
Great. And so I know you feel pretty, excited about moving into 2011 and your opportunities there.
Right.
What are you trying to hold on to, and what are your goals for 2011?
2011, I'm hoping to double what I've done in 2010. And I think my clients are also in a place now where I think one of my biggest problems also was that clients just weren't ready.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I talk about it, the more they see our website grow, the more comfortable they feel about website advertising has really fed into that too. But for me to double it, I have to start focusing on some of our big out-of-the-box products that we offer, like the section sponsorship, morning call, business pulse, things like that. So that I'm really excited to kind of get my hands around those and make those part of my pitches too.
Great. So I know you also were interested in being an online captain this year. Why was that intriguing for you?
For professional growth, I feel like it's really where media is going. It's kind of who we are becoming as a paper, and I love ROP, but I think that this is really an extension of ROP, and it's something that not only do I need to do, but I think it's exciting, and it makes me much more of a nimble ad rep for my clients because they're still looking for custom solutions. The website really brings that to the forefront because now I can offer additional custom solutions on the web that we couldn't offer before.
Great. So we had, I know you bill about $1.4 million in local revenue. You do about 10% of that in the book of lists. Our goal for online eventually is to get to 10% of our total revenue. How realistic do you think, what time frame do you think you can make that happen for you for your online billings?
Well, my personal goal this year is 100,000, which will not be my quota. My quota will probably be about 75. So if I continue at that pace, maybe 3 years.
Okay.
I think
And
is
what do you
fair.
think will help you get there the quickest?
Probably taking, obviously always making web sponsorships and daily update products a part of my daily conversation, just like I do with the book of lists. I make it a part of every presentation, every discussion. But taking some of the special products like Morning Call and really kind of honing in and making that my goal, having a special personal goal. I want to sell this month, and I want to sell that next month, and those types of things.
So what would you tell a rep who's struggling with getting their head around online? How do you think they could best break it down to make it a feasible opportunity for them?
I think it's the same thing we've always said about ROP in the book of lists, is making it part of every conversation and adopting it as a part of who we are as a newspaper. I think is a big part of that. We are, again, we're very nimble, and we can go from paper to web very quickly, and I think that's who we are. We're not just a paper anymore, and I think that's, once they get that in their minds and make it a part of their discussion all the time, it's definitely going to be success for them.
Great. Thanks.